Hello there and welcome to my YouTube channel, Climbinator1978 or 1978, whichever way you want to pronounce it. I do apologise for those who voted in the poll for Catwoman, but the reason why I chose to play through this game first is because I have played it before about 18, 19 years ago. And the thing was, I recalled it being a bad game back then. And I thought I would give it another attempt. And frankly, yeah, you've seen a clue in the title for this video. Therefore, I think you know my assumption of this. But I thought I'd give it another attempt just to see if my experiences with this game are better now. Anyway, on with this review, and what I can tell you is the game actually is definitely memeable. I mean, as far as I'm aware, it's not really talked about all that much on YouTube or anywhere. And it should be, because it is the definition of how you don't make a video game. Now, to basically give it a bit of history, Xena Warrior Princess was a TV series that was very popular back in the 90s. The character herself originally guest starred in an episode of Hercules: The Legendary Journeys, and then she was so popular that she ended up getting her own TV series starring Lucy Lawless. Now, the character of Xena appears just like she does on the front cover of this PlayStation 2 box. I say she looks like she does. That's when it comes to the TV series, of which the PlayStation 2 box cover art is clearly a still of. I will warn you, what she looks like in the game is way more horrendous. And bearing in mind the PS2 could come up with graphics as powerful as what, MGS2 and MGS3 were like. This game, I believe, was made in 2006, 2007. So there was really no excuse for it to be as bad as it was. For example, the game is riddled with bugs and glitches. And it's actually easier to beat your opponents in unarmed combat. And I say opponents, I mean there's very few of them throughout the whole entire game. But the problem with the game is this. You are on a time lock throughout the whole game, because you have to save Xena's friend Gabrielle, who is trapped in a chamber filling up with water throughout the whole game. Now, a handy gimmick here is that you can always check through the pause menu on Gabrielle's progress. But the thing is, the game is so riddled with bugs and poor controls that the game is pretty much unbeatable. I tried to complete it twice back about 18 years ago, and I've recently tried to complete it, and I just couldn't get as far as I did before, thanks to these idiots. Blast! The Last Entertainment is literally the company behind this game, and it's no wonder that this studio went bankrupt. The game has controls that are so loose that you try to make Xena, for example, you try to make Xena run, and she'll just go all lopsided. The loading screens are horrendously long, and the gimmick of the game is that you're always in Ares' castle. Basically, it's like Arkham Asylum, but before Arkham Asylum was a thing. So there is that, I guess. But when you have poor controls and ugly graphics, and not even really a music score. Now, when it comes to the graphics, you expect Xena to look like how she does here on the box. This is what she looks like. Yeah. This is what Xena looks like throughout the whole game. And there are no cutscenes. Nope, it's all pretext. And basically it doesn't even explain to you about how Gabrielle actually got captured. The dumb blonde. The dumb bitch. But frankly, the game's story itself just isn't really all that captivating either. There are no boss battles except for Ares at the end, from what I understand. And even then, from what I understand, the battle with him is no different to when you're fighting a henchman. I mean, Ares, the god of war. I mean, the thing about Xena Warrior Princess, the series, was that it really was Wonder Woman in different name. I mean, they both, were warrior women, Amazonian type women and warriors, as I say. And they both share the same arch enemy, Ares. And this is why I say that if a Wonder Woman movie or even a Justice League movie had been made in the 2000s, Lucy Lawless would have been perfect to play Wonder Woman. But this game, however, is just... You cannot associate it with the series, which I dipped into occasionally when I was young. If you want to have anything to do with Xena Warrior Princess, just go and get a box set of the TV series instead. This game absolutely sucks. The controls are so lopsided that if you try to make Xena jump from platform to platform and you miss, it is not down to you, the player. It is down to the controls being absolutely horrendous. Like one time I jumped onto a platform and I ended up, miraculously flying up into the air on top of the castle tower. And I had no way to get down safely, so I had to go off the tower, and Xena ended up being dead. And as for the checkpoint system, my God. You best hope that you find health pickups all the time, which are these apples. Because if you get killed, 9 times out of 10, you end up in the sewers under the castle, and it can be a chore to find your way back out because the way to find the checkpoint is to get out of the sewer system, and even in the nearest checkpoint you get respawned at is about a mile away from where you died. This game is so bad, it makes Batman Dark Tomorrow look like Batman Arkham Asylum. So, when it comes to all the comments I've said about Batman Dark Tomorrow being the worst game ever made, I am so sorry to say that, because this one takes the crown. Oh, Jesus. This one's going in the Dungeon of Doom. It sucks. It just absolutely sucks. I mean, at least with Beverly Hills Cop, from what I played of it, it was so bad it was memeable. Like, a bad guy that had just shot to death in that game was still able to talk to me. That kind of hilarity. There's none of that in this. It's terrible. You've got Xena clipping through walls and blocks, and it's not like she's meant to. You've got, it's just terrible. Avoid.